Jace Hinton, and he's kind of the do-all guy.
Jace Hinton, Jace, welcome to the ballpark, brother.
We started talking like sports, and Jace is on fire.
I know.
What's going on, everybody? This is what is formerly known as Hammer Time, now known as Media Man and Friends. I figured that was a more fitting title. A few housekeeping things before we get going with this episode. A long overdue episode, I might add. I think this is like the most overdue episode ever. But we are going to start with the podcast back up. I got a little bit more free time on my hands. Got some guests that I need to get on here as well. But I figured let's start this off with the man, the myth, the legend. If you've seen the YouTube, you've seen this guy, Mr. Robert Rodriguez.
What up, everybody?
Robbie, how you doing, buddy?
Terrible.
You cold out there?
Absolutely terrible. Cannot believe I'm on this show. This is an absolute joke. I hate you all. No, I'm just playing.
Is it cold up there? Cold up there?
Oh, dude, it is freezing.
The Arizona boy is in Minnesota.
Let me see. Right now it is 6 degrees with a negative 10 degree feel. I am freezing my butt off.
Oh my God. Love it. So, Rob, I mean, man, let's talk about prior to you knowing me. Obviously, once we get to the stage where you met me, we'll both be kind of filling in some blanks. But talk about your journey to get to PGS. How did you end up at PGS?
So pretty much I just played baseball my whole life. It's the only sport I've ever played. Never played anything else. Kind of wish I did, looking back on it. I feel like I would have been good at football and basketball. But baseball is all I played growing up. I was always pretty good at it. I played all through high school. I didn't get any offers out of high school. The only offer I got was from a gap year program called Postgrad Sports, which is now known as Scottsdale Postgrad Roadrunners, for those of you that do know. And that was the only offer I got. I took it. There was 1 year to improve my skills, improve my body, and play against other colleges within Arizona, and I got recruited from there.
So was your goal when you headed to now Scottsdale Postgrad? For us, it's PGS. It'll always be PGS.
Yeah.
I feel like, no matter how many name changes they have, was your goal to go to a school in Arizona, or were you like, you know what, I don't care where I end up going? Obviously, we noticed that you didn't end up staying in Arizona, but the original plan, was it to stay in Arizona?
Yeah, honestly, I was kind of going for whatever school would take me, but the idea was I didn't think I was like, I'm not good enough to go D1. So I thought maybe either like a Paradise Valley Community College, or maybe like an Arizona Christian or an Ottawa University. I kind of wanted to be around that area.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. Obviously, Ottawa and I are very good rivals, I feel like. I found a video the other day. It was funny. I was going through my camera roll, and I found a video of me mimicking their dugout when they were mimicking me. When I started some issues there. I can remember, dude, those games, I don't know what it was, their fascination with me, but oh my. I think it was unhealthy. Hold on, I got to go take care of something real quick. Yeah.
Alrighty. While he's doing that, I'll go ahead and say a little something to y'all. PGS in Ottawa and PGS in Arizona Christian, best rivalry there was. Craziest rivalry.
What are you telling the people? What BS are you telling the people?
About the PGS and ACU and Ottawa rivalry, man.
I mean, the ACU rivalry I didn't really have as deep. They just didn't like us.
Yeah.
But like Ottawa and I, oh my Lord. I started so many issues there.
I'll never forget.
Not as bad as the Canadians, though.
That team was funny.
They hated us.
I'll never forget. It was a game against Ottawa. I wasn't playing that game. It was Lucas Scott. He was playing first. And there was a runner on first. And this kid from the team, he goes, "So what's it like not being on a college baseball roster?" And we were playing their JV time, and Lucas goes, "What's it like playing $60,000 to play JV baseball?"
JV baseball. Yeah. That was, man, when I tell you, like, and I have all the respect in the world for their head coach over there at Christian.
Yeah.
If it's still Joe McDonald, I think is who the head coach is. But man, with those teams, they trash talked.
Yeah.
And I remember
It's not to punch down on any of the guys that are playing JV baseball,
Absolutely
but in the
not.
moment, it was pretty funny.
It was good, but like the one with Ottawa, I remember I'm leading off, and I don't know what it was they had against me, but they just didn't like me, man. And I think I always had a hit against Ottawa, at least minimum of 2 hits against Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
And man, I hit one ball up the middle, and then I walked. And as I'm going down to first base, they're chirping, right? And I just kind of like, I was a guy, I don't like, if I start trash talking, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Like everybody knew that. When I started trash talking, it was like, all right, Jace is in it, we in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they start trash talking. I kind of leave it, and Jammer, our first base coach, who, if you guys have seen Up West Sports, you saw me, Gavin, and Jammer speaking. Check that podcast out too, Up West Sports. It's taken off. But Jammer turns to him and goes, "Well, if you like him so much, just ask him for his number." And I was like, "Oh, here we go." And they were on me the rest of the game, and I was on that. And once I started trash talking, that's when everybody was like, "All right, now we in it."
Yeah.
So Rob, we get to PGS. I started thinking about this the other day as we were getting ready to do this podcast. Do you remember the first time we met?
Absolutely.
It was the first team meeting back from break.
Yeah.
We were the first 2 people there.
Yeah. January of 2022. Scottsdale batting cages.
Yep. And I remember, and I'm going to be straight up. I don't think I've even ever told you this. This podcast is where I tell everybody my first impressions, and then I probably there's some people that are like, "I did not know that about you." Yeah, well, guess what? I thought you were the biggest tool bag on the team. There you have it. The truth has come out. And you want to know why, Rob?
Because I had a Steelers jersey on.
Oh my God. The amount of Steelers shit you were wearing. And I remember texting my dad afterwards and going, "The first guy I meet is a goddamn Steelers fan. I swear he's a tool bag, Dad." And I said that word for word. And my dad goes, "Just your teammates. All right." And this happened. Here we are.
We
I
shook
can't
hands
get rid of
and
the
then
guy.
The entire world got destroyed.
Literally, man. This was, oh my. But like, we didn't really talk a lot our first like couple months.
Yeah.
We ended up going on the trip here to Highlands, and that's when I think things really changed for you and I.
Yeah, you stayed the night at my house, and I didn't even know you that well.
No, like literally, we had known each other like what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks at the most.
Bro, it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, like 3 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks of knowing you, and I'm staying the night at this guy's house.
Yeah.
The weirdest time. Then we ended up staying at an Airbnb here in Vegas. We drove down for our visit. And so the funniest thing about this, and this is something that I also like, I don't know if I've ever told you this story. So I'm like, Highlands is where I wanted to go. It was a chance for me to come home, not really come home, but be able to go home, play in front of my family all the time with them playing all the Colorado schools. It's a short drive from my family, so they were going to be there. And, Coach Hunt was really, he was the coach at the time. He was really about, hey, let's get you here. Let's get your family on a visit. And if you still want to after that visit, I'll send you the papers. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm about it. Right? So, my family and I, we go on a visit. My mom's like, "You're going to play for him," like kind of that situation. When I go to commit and sign, I call him. I said, Coach, hey, I want to commit and I want to sign. Like, let's get this. Let's do this. Let's rebuild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, papers are in your inbox. Sign them. Get them done. Sounds good. As I'm signing these papers, I literally put it on the printer to scan the paper and send it back. I get a phone call from Coach Hunt. And I'm thinking, man, he sent me the wrong papers, like my scholarship. Like, y'all don't realize this. I read the fine print on things, right? I read the fine print. I'm thinking, man, I'm about to get, here we go, right? He calls me. He goes, hey, question for you. Do you talk to Robert? I said, yeah, I mean, not really, but like we're teammates. So I mean, like, yeah, Well, he just called and said he's committing too. And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, I had no idea this was coming.
You never told me about that.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't either. I wish I could tell you I knew this, but he had no idea. He was surprised by your phone call saying you were committing. He thought you didn't like it.
At the time, I loved it.
Yeah, I know. Like, he thought you were not about a lot of the guys that we went on that visit with were not about the small town. Granted, I'm a kid from a small town. He didn't think he thought you felt the same way when he called and you were committing. He was thrilled. He was like, "Yeah, I want these two guys. Like, I trust Gavin. I know these two guys. Let's do it." So yeah, I don't think I've ever told you that, but he was like not even 5 minutes later, calling me back. Yo, do you know Rodriguez? I'm like, I mean, we're teammates. I don't really talk to him.
Yeah.
But so then I called my dad, and I said, Dad, that kid that I stayed with and that he's committing to Highlands. He goes, oh, that's great, you'll know somebody. I said, Dad, I barely know this kid. Like, what do you mean I know somebody? I barely know this kid. I stayed the night at his house as a complete stranger almost.
Yeah, literally.
And my dad's like, it'll be okay. Little did I know we were literally going to become freaking family.
Mm-hmm.
We refer to our parents as mom and dad. Like it's tight knit. Like, yeah. I don't think people understand how tight knit we are unless they get around us.
Yeah.
So fun little story for you there that I feel like you might not have known. Maybe you did know. I don't know. But so Rob, you're in Minnesota. You're at CSS, College St. Scholastica. We've both have been in the transfer portal before, twice, each of us. What was the transfer portal like? How, what was that like? Because I feel like a lot of people, they think of the transfer portal, they think of this one thing, but it's really not. So hearing it from your perspective, what was the transfer portal like for you?
Me personally, when I decided to, this is the second time I entered the portal, because I don't know if you mentioned, but I had been in the portal after my freshman year at Highlands. That was the first time around. Mm-hmm. First time around, I only got one email from a coach, but I kind of knew I was going back to Highlands.
Yeah, we both
I knew as soon as because Coach Hunt had been let go, and there was talks of another coach coming in, and I knew that if he had come in and I liked what he said, I would have came back. So obviously things didn't work out. Whatever happened. So the second time entering the portal, I took some time off, just kind of just to refresh, like, mentally. And then Gavin Height, former pitching coach at PGS, shout out to him. He's the one that kind of helped me with the recruiting process. Like, he helped me put myself out there. He told me, he gave me advice of how to approach coaches, like how to email them, how to reach out. And I would get emails here and there, and not a whole lot. I got one from Florida. It was an NAIA in Florida. I got another email from a school in Michigan, and it was more me emailing coaches more than anything. But interestingly, the coach here at CSS, he had actually reached out to me the first time I was in the portal. Only then he was at a different college. He was the coach at Crown College. So fast forward to a year later, He's the coach at College of Saint Scholastica, and he reaches out to me again. I don't even know if he knows about that. I'll probably have to talk to him about it. He probably doesn't even know that he's reached out to me twice, but I saw his name and I recognized it. So I went back and searched into my old emails. Sure enough, it's the same guy. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I get into talks with him. He shows me, like, I just researched the school. I researched the baseball program, the facilities, everything. And it just appealed to me right away. And that, like, right out the gate, that was kind of the main school that was at the top of my list. And sure enough, I ended up coming here.
Yeah.
And I'm currently freezing my butt off.
Yeah, I'm sure you're enjoying that Minnesota weather there. Man, I mean, like when you decide that you're going to be done playing your career, whenever that may be, what's the one thing you're going to look back on your career and be like, I'm glad I did that, baseball wise? Like, what move are you going to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I played there, or went there, or whatever.
I would say making sure that what I wanted was what I wanted. Like making sure that I still truly felt I have gas in the tank, and then going out and making sure that, like, when I do hang them up, I will know that, okay, it's time to hang them up. And
Yeah.
I'll have no regrets about anything I did in my career.
No, I mean, that's ultimately where you want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day. Rob, I mean, man.
Basically, to simplify it, ending my career on my terms. That's
on your terms. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And obviously I did that. You know, you, RJ, Nate, like, man, we have finally got all the Fantastic Four on here. Yes, it's a thing. Just don't ask questions. Jace came up with that one night that still don't know what was in my brain that day. But
I know what was in your body, not in your brain.
I know what was in my body too. We all know what was in my body that night. But no, man, I think, you know what? Like, we've all come so far, all four of us, to look at where we're all at now. It's like crazy to think about and whatnot. You know, it's a crazy feeling to see, especially how far you and I have come. Like, we went from literally complete strangers to now we don't go a day without texting each other.
Yeah, literally.
Like, even with you on a different time zone, we still, like, you know, I still know everything you're on and you know everything I'm on. Like, it's just crazy to think how we went from that to this, what we are now as friends. These are just fun questions that I've cooked up over the years of making these podcasts, and some of these I already know the answers to, but we gonna ask them anyways, because, like, you know. So, I mean, 21 questions here. All right.
Could you let me in a Bentley? Could you let me on a bus? I'll ask 21 questions, and they all about us. All right.
Okay. So, favorite style of music. Let's just get that one out the way.
Hip hop.
No. What kind of hip hop?
Old school hip hop.
There you go. Attaboy.
I love hip hop in general, mostly just like lyrical stuff, just like the lyricism, but old school hip hop has my heart.
Yeah, amen. What kind of hobbies do you have that do not relate to your sport?
Obviously, I love listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
I watch some TV shows.
Yeah.
I love to lift. You knew that.
Uh-huh.
I love lifting. Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll just freestyle a little bit.
Okay.
Just for the fun of it.
You know,
just get in my car and put on a beat or something.
There's something that we do need to address, though.
Yeah.
And I think you might know where I'm going with this. Rob, what happened in Cairo?
We don't talk about Cairo.
We don't talk about Cairo. So, Cairo, okay. Cairo is actually kind of a funny story. Neither one of us have ever been to Cairo.
Nope.
Not a day in our life have we been to Egypt, even. I haven't even been on the continent of Africa. Okay?
I've never been outside the U.S.
I haven't either. So here's the thing about Cairo. For those of you that don't watch TV, there's a TV show out there. Watch the old. I actually watched the old one, by the way.
Really?
I did, and I think we're gonna have to watch it. I watched like the first like 4 or 5 episodes, and I was like, you know what? No, Rob and I need to watch this together. That's how this needs to be done. So we will be doing that at some point in our lives, I'm sure.
All right.
But here's where we're at. So the TV show is called MacGyver. Angus MacGyver is played by Lucas Till, and Jack Dalton is played by, what is the actor's name that plays Jack Dalton? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick on the phone. So, anyways, there are these two George Eads is the actor's name. So there are these two super spies. Well, not super spies. They're just spies. And Jack Dalton is a former Delta, right? Army Delta? Yeah.
I think so.
Delta Force, and he's now an agent with this organization. And then Angus MacGyver's this brainiac MIT dropout who became an EOD tech in the Army. That's how they met, was through the Army. And they have this one mission. And MacGyver is known for making things out of other things. And yes, I have gotten bored and tried some of these out.
Can confirm.
There are things that you should not try at home. A lot of things you should not try at home. I probably shouldn't have even done it myself. But, and they have one mission. Now they're solving like nuclear bombs. They're stopping like these type of things. And they're part of this organization that nobody knows about. They're not part of the the acronyms, the CIA, FBI, NSS, DEA. Those are the acronyms. They're part of a completely different thing. It's a think tank cover. It's a whole thing. So if you want to watch it, watch it. But they have a mission, and it's the Cairo mission they never talk about. Nobody has any idea what happened in Cairo other than they almost died.
Yep.
So Rob and I started making Cairo our thing. And I think we did it on Instagram Notes. I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
We were like, we tagged each other, and I had like messages flooding in. Like, I can't tell you how many messages were flooding in. What happened in Cairo? What is Cairo? Da, 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 da. Basically, in Cairo, they were stuck in a sarcophagus and there was a bomb. Nobody has any idea how they got out still. However, fun fact, I have wrote a script on how they got out of this Cairo situation. Complete script. It's actually I'm really excited about it. But nonetheless, so Cairo became our thing. And I was like, you know what? We got to address Cairo because the amount of questions I still get about it is like, that was 3 months ago. What are you guys like? Why are you asking about Cairo? That was 3 months ago that we talked about this. So obviously, long overdue podcast that we need to talk about, long overdue topic that we needed to talk about.
Yeah.
That's Cairo, folks. Cairo literally means nothing in a sense.
We just did that just to mess with you guys because we knew that you would be like, what the heck happened in Cairo?
Like we knew what happened in Cairo, but nobody else did. So Cairo was just a little prank, basically. A little prank played by the boys here.
Yeah.
So now that we've addressed Cairo, it's crazy. And then RJ names his dog Cairo.
Yeah, that was funny.
And we were like, oh, that's not cool, man. That's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
What's one song?
Just coincidental too. He had no idea about.
Literally had no idea. He just all of a sudden he sends us a text. Hey, this is my dog. His name's Cairo. Rob and I jump off the group chat and text each other and go, Cairo? Like really? Of all the things, man. Still love it. What's one song you can listen to on repeat?
Mexican Radio. You already knew that. You knew I was going to say that.
I knew. I know.
I mean, there's a lot of songs I could listen to nonstop on repeat, but my favorite song is Mexican Radio by SPM.
I'm saying questions that I know the answer to.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Right. And I'm sitting here, I'm reading these questions. I got one, though, that I know we both are not going to be able to, that we both are going to have to think about.
Okay.
That I thought of this the other day. So this is kind of like super into my life on what I've been doing lately. Speaking of which, actually, before we continue with that topic, you've been watching Masked Singer?
I haven't watched in a minute, bro.
So the first 2 episodes are out. So the first episode was last week. The
You got
second
a whole
episode
new
is
season?
we're on season 13, bro. Season 13 is crazy work.
Bro, I think the last episode was from last season. I think I watched that back in like November.
You gotta. So we gotta. When we get off the podcast, we're gonna talk. I have an idea on something that I think would be really fun. But nonetheless, so we'll go. Masked Singers. I think. Yeah, that show's crazy. So this one I've been watching a lot of lately. I've been watching Justice League, like old Justice League reruns. Okay. So what we're gonna do, and this goes for, it can be Marvel, it can be DC, I don't care who. We're gonna list the top 10 superheroes. If we could be one, who we would be, and we'll explain why, but we're not gonna put why. And as we go through them, I'll pop them up when I'm editing. I'll pop them up on here I'll pop our list up on here. And they can be the same person. Like you can repeat, like if I say somebody and then you say somebody later on, totally fine.
Yeah.
But let me get this little numbering system made, and we'll go one at a time. So we'll start with your first one, Rob. Your first superhero you could be, or we'll go 10 backwards. So 10 being like, yeah, I'd be him, but he's not my number one. And we'll go backwards, number one being our number one, like no doubt.
Oh, that's tough.
I know. Make it a little tougher on you, make you think a little bit.
Shoot.
So if we'll start with you.
Number 10. Superheroes?
Yeah, superheroes. I guess
So we can't have
do.
supervillains.
I mean, I guess we could do villains if you're really feeling frisky. Do villains? Why not?
Okay, I'll add a villain in there, but number 10, I'll just get this dude out the way. Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
Aquaman. You want to be able to talk to aqua animals and shit?
Sure.
Okay, I like it. 10 for me would be Thor out of the Marvel Universe, MCU. I think Thor would be kind of cool, with the axe and Mjolnir and all that. Being a god as well would be kind of cool. Who's your number 9?
Number 9. Yeah, I'll say Thor.
Thor at 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. All right, number 9. My number 9, dude, my list is crazy. Like I've been thinking about this for way too freaking long. If I'm being honest with you, like way too long. Number 9 for me, let's see here. I'm typing out, making sure I've got all the right people in all the right places here. Let's see, number 9, Green Arrow.
Green Arrow. Wow.
Green Arrow.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
That's a pull. That's a deep pull, man.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
That's getting in the bag, bruh. That's getting in the bag out here. I'm in my bag right now, boy. You're number 8.
My number 8. I'll say Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. That's a pull. He'll be coming up on my list soon. I like Green Lantern though.
Yeah.
I have him a little bit higher than a lot of people think. My number 8's Hawkeye. So I'm gonna go back to the bow and arrows again. I'm gonna go with Hawkeye at 8.
All right.
That one's kind of that's a crazy pull for me, I feel like. So you're number 7 now.
Number 7, I'm gonna go with a villain. I'm gonna say the Penguin.
The Penguin. Oh, why the Penguin? Why the Penguin? Hold up. We
I
gotta
don't know if
get,
y'all saw that HBO Max series, but he was pretty cool.
he's got money too, boy.
He does got money.
So 7. My number 7. I gotta think about this actually. Now I'm sitting here like, oh man.
Life is good. You know what I mean?
Let's see. Let's see. Who have I said? I said Thor, Green Arrow, Hawkeye. Let's see. You know what? I'll throw. Oh, no. No. I got it. 7, Flash. Super speed would be badass. Gotta admit.
Solid.
Gotta admit. Flash at 7. You're number 6.
I'm gonna go with another villain. Joker.
Another villain. Joker, yeah. I feel like he'd be in my top 15, but not my top 10. I was the Joker for Halloween one time though. That was pretty lit.
Yeah, you were.
That was pretty lit. Okay. So 7 is okay, so 6. 6, this is a bit of a pull, but not really, but Superman at 6. Got him.
Wow.
I've got him.
Superman at 6.
That's what I'm saying. That's like he's there, but he's not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's there, but he's not there. You know?
Wow.
So Superman at 6. The next, like my top 4 is gonna blow you away.
Huh.
So Superman at 6. Who's your 5?
Yeah, I'll go with Iron Man.
Iron Man at 5.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. All right, Iron Man at 5. You ready for 5?
Yeah.
Staying in the DC universe, Batman is at my 5.
5.
Batman is at 5.
Wow. So Superman at 6, Batman at 5. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Flash is at 7. Who was I thinking of earlier? There was another one, but he would be cracking the top 10. Like he'd be battling for that 7 spot with Flash. But I don't remember who it was now. Man, maybe I will later. But yeah, Batman at 5. Who's at your 4? I have a feeling I know who your number 1 is.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I could guess that one, but we'll keep it going here.
Yeah. Number 4. Let's see. Number 4. Yeah, I'll go with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man at 4. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. Okay, you ready for this poll?
Yeah.
John Jones, also known as Martian Manhunter, is at number 4 for me.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up.
You never seen Martian Man? You ever watched like the Justice League shows as a kid?
It's been a minute.
He's can read your mind.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Martian, bro. Yeah.
I've never seen him in the comics.
Yeah. I'd go Martian Manhunter at 4. Martian Manhunter at 4. Who's at 3?
Oh, crap. Oh, man. I just realized I'm going to have to sacrifice somebody.
I know.
All right, scratch that. I'm going to take Spider-Man off.
Oh, take Spider-Man off.
Spider-Man with Deadpool.
Deadpool. Okay.
So that puts me at number 3.
Oh, you know what? While you're doing that, I'm going to scratch Flash. I'm going to put the Human Torch at 5. Human Torch at 5 over Batman. And I'm going to put Batman at 7. I'm going to swap those spots real quick while we're sitting here making changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Human Torch, bro. Fantastic Four. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So I scratched
So now-
Spider-Man, replaced him with Deadpool. So number 3, I'm gonna go with Superman.
Superman at 3. Okay. See, you've got him up there kind of like I do. Like, I mean, a little bit higher than me, 3 spots ahead of mine.
Yeah.
My number 3, okay, this is a guy you mentioned earlier, Green Lantern.
Oh.
Got Green Lantern. I think having the ring, bro, and then just being able to like make stuff out of, you think of it and the ring makes it, man. I think that'd be cool. I think
Yeah,
that'd be
I
so
showed him a
cool.
little bit of love, but you definitely gave him more respect.
Yeah, I put Lantern at 3. At 2, this is where it starts to get good.
Batman.
Yeah, okay. I had a feeling. I was like, where's he gonna be on this list? I knew he was on there.
Mhm.
I knew he was on there. Number 2, you mentioned this guy earlier. I'm gonna go with another billionaire. I'm going with Iron Man.
Solid.
Think we all understand why. If you don't, go watch a few YouTube videos and it'll make sense.
Yeah.
Iron Man at 2. You're number 1. This is no surprise to me at all. I'm gonna type it up. Let's see if I get it right. You're number 1.
The Punisher.
I'm so good, people. Y'all don't understand how good I am.
Hey.
That was the first name I typed up when I made this list. Yeah, oh my. Oh, these guys. The Punisher at 1.
Yes, sir.
The Punisher at 1. So our lists are solid.
Yeah, there's some solid list.
We don't even have one guy in the same spot. Because my number 1, this has been ever since I was a kid. Spider-Man is my number 1.
Yeah.
That's been since I was a kid, I'd be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those Human Torch at 5 for me, like once I was like, oh, you know what? I forgot him on this list. Like Captain America's at 11 for me. Then I think Flash would be at 12 for me. Mr. Fantastic's in there. Thing is in there. Hulk is in there. I mean, the closest one that we have literally is Thor. I have Thor at 10 and you have Thor at 9.
Yeah.
Like, that's the closest one we have. Because, like, then I have Lantern at 3. You have him at 8. Batman, Superman are 2, 3 for you. Superman, Batman are 6, 7 for me. I got in the bag with Green Arrow, though. I went deep with that one.
Yeah.
That was from downtown hitting with Green Arrow, bro.
What's wild is I didn't even consider the Hulk, and I loved the Hulk when I was a kid.
I did too. As a kid, like Hulk, and I don't know, man. Martian Manhunter, like his ability to read minds and stuff was like one of the coolest things to me as a kid, and like still is. Like, I've been rewatching like all the old Justice Leagues and stuff, and I'm like, yo, this guy was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy was him. I was always jealous of Batman because, like, bro, low key, he pulled Wonder Woman.
He's cool.
Yeah, I mean, he pulled Wonder Woman, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if y'all learn anything from Batman, it's shut up and be
Literally-
mysterious. Shut up and be mysterious. The women love that.
I don't care about what anybody says in an argument. I think Superman wipes the floor with Batman every time. But the only reason why I have Batman higher is just because he's cooler.
Yeah, I mean, so I went with Superman a little bit higher than Batman. Like once I switched the list, because I kind of forgot about the Human Torch. I think being able to just light yourself on fire and fly is so cool. I'm a pyro kind of guy though, so it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, for me, my nickname was Superman as a kid. I did the whole Cam Newton jersey rip open with the Superman. I had the Superman thing, like my uncle cut my hair and put the Superman emblem. What are we doing here? What are we doing? We're doing none of that there. What is that? Anyways, but like,
What are we doing?
I had the Superman logo cut out into the back of my head in my hair one year during All Stars. And so here, Rob, listen to this.
Yes, sir.
Love that. We might need to talk about that origin story.
We will.
Yeah, we will definitely. But yeah, no, that's why I had Superman on my list a little bit higher. The guys above him though, like Spider-Man, that's been since I was a kid. Iron Man, everything after everything happened with my heart. Green Lantern, bro, the ring, that's just so cool. Martian Manhunter, like I talked about. Human Torch, I talked about. But nah, that's a pretty solid list. We'll pop the list up. We'll put that in the description, and it'll be edited onto here. Our lists. But now, you know what? While we're on it, let's talk about the origin story. A lot of people know Rob is known for saying, "What are we doing?
What are we doing?
When something doesn't go right." Rob, where did that start?
Jammer Strickland, shout out to you.
Big shout out, Jammer.
Head coach of Postgrad Sports. At the time that we were at PGS, he was not the head coach. He was the assistant coach. But anytime someone would mess up like pretty bad, he'd just be like, "What are we doing?" And I'll never forget, like, we had just we lost the game to ACU, and we were getting chewed out about the way we played. And some guys that were living at the apartment were doing things they shouldn't have been doing. They were staying out late, just wreaking havoc at the apartment. And so Jammer's just chewing us out, and he's telling us that he's seen the guys do all this stuff. And he's like, "Guys, I can literally see you. What are we doing?" And at the time, I was trying to hold it together because we were getting chewed out. We were about to run like crazy, but
oh man, we ran.
I couldn't help but think that is funny.
Man, we ran that day. Boy, we ran that day. Oh my. Oh my, we ran that day. Like, oh my. I can't even, like, words don't even, like, put into the description how much we ran that day.
We ran, and then we did duck walk poles.
Duck walk poles. That was dumb.
That was atrocious.
That sucked. That
was rough, dude.
I was honestly just glad we didn't have to do monkey walks. My first day was them doing those. And I was like, nah, this sucked. My first day, first practice I have, those are what those guys are doing. I'm like, nah, this is crazy.
Because you showed up. I showed up
mid-year.
And the guys that were doing those, they had to do those because they missed their weight goal for after winter break. Yeah. They didn't make weight, so they had that as a punishment.
That was crazy work.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's just absolutely wild. The thing, man, we did. I mean, like, I sit back and I think about all this stuff that you and I have done, man. We can't fit this into a podcast. Like, yeah, we're doing this episode, but like, I promise we cannot fit everything into this podcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't trade that year at PGS, and despite everything that went down at New Mexico Highlands, I wouldn't trade those 2 years for the world.
No, absolutely not, man. And we've got one more year of school left. We're gonna graduate, man. We're gonna have some Uncle Lores, man. Oh my. Man, the lores that like you and the other boys and I are gonna be able to unload on our kids and our y'all's kid, like each other's kids, bruh. They don't even like no.
Yeah.
We might get canceled.
I remember the exact time that you and I met, and I also remember the exact time that me and RJ and me and Nate met.
Yo, okay, so yeah, I was thinking about that. I remember you and I meeting. Yeah. RJ and I meeting is like vivid. But Nate,
I met him at the same time.
Yeah, but Nate for me spawned out of nowhere. Nate's that friend that just spawned out of nowhere, and now I can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
Like literally, like that's what Nate is as a friend. Like I know Nate's gonna watch this one. So Nate, you know, and I've told you this, like, bro, you just spawned out of nowhere, and you know that. Like you just spawned, and I can't get rid of you.
Yeah, we met RJ. It was the first meeting of the fall in August of 22. We met him at the field where everybody was meeting each other. Nate, I met about probably a week and a half later.
Yeah, because he showed up. He showed up late.
He showed up and we just lifted together. Like he just joined me. Like I was lifting and he jumped in with me. And he's just like, "Hey, I'm Nate." I'm like, "What's up?"
Yeah, no. Like RJ, I met at the field, and then I met his parents at Walmart. Like we've talked about this. And then like I was like, he couldn't get rid of me. I was the redheaded weirdo that wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
So he couldn't get rid of me, you know what I mean? And so whatnot. But man, Rob, this has been fun. Obviously, we're gonna talk off air. But man, this has been fun. I hope y'all enjoyed this. We appreciate you watching. Next time on Media Man and Friends, when will that be? I have no idea. I'm not gonna promise you guys nothing. I want to get this going a little bit more. But as always, we're gonna have great guests on, great stories to tell. But the long overdue is done.
It was
We
fun.
appreciate y'all watching. Rob, any last words, buddy? Close it out.
Peace out, Media Mania.
Let's go.